Okay, then I'll send this to you after, and then you can send this to anyone on your team. Okay, guys, let me situate myself. I love what we get to do. I love that I get to sit in my bed, and this is how I work. So fun. Okay, so, okay, I'll leave it right there. My husband is going to come in here when he's done. He's on his second call for the night. We've just kind of been doing back-to-back stuff today, which we will have recorded. We'll send that. We'll put those in the team pages too, because he's been doing really cool stuff. But anyway, I'll just introduce myself so those of you who don't know my story just can get a little more familiar with that. So my name is Ashley Hughes. I have been in It Works for 4 years now. This is all I do full time. I've been doing this full time. Well, I've been doing it full time for 4 years. Retired my husband 3 years ago. So we've been a full-time family for the last 3 years. But before It Works, like how I found It Works, I was at home on Facebook one day, searching through, just scrolling. And that is how I found the opportunity. But before that, one key point in my story that I love to share with people, just so you guys can kind of be familiar with where we were when I found this business. We had twins that were 1. They had just turned 1, and twin boys. I ran out of the store one night to go get a pack of wipes for $2. Those moms out there know, just like one little pack of wipes, $2. And my card declined. And for whatever reason, you guys, this time in my life when this happened, it was like crushing. Because my card had declined millions of times before, but it was like, oh my goodness, I can't even afford the necessities for my kids. Like, this is not okay. And so I went in my car and I cried and I cried. And I remember coming home when I pulled into the driveway just thinking, how am I going to tell my husband, like, I ran down for wipes. I came home without wipes. We had to just use wet paper towels for that week until my husband got paid. We borrowed money from my mom for gas so he could get to work that week. He was a scaffold builder. We were living in my parents' basement. And, we had been there for, how long had we been there? Because we were there for, like 2.5 years by the time we moved out. But anyway, I just remember being like, gosh, like no matter how hard he works, he's working overtime. We can never get ahead. We're always like stuck in this situation. And I was just sick of it. And, hold on really fast. I have a kid right here. Honey, what's going on? Okay. So I was praying for something. I was like, if there's something I could do, I had never made more than minimum wage before. And so I was scared to go get a job because I knew putting 2 kids in daycare would probably compensate my entire paycheck. So I was looking for an opportunity. I didn't know something like this existed. I was on Facebook one night, 3 days later, and I saw a picture of a wrap. And it totally caught my attention. I was like, wait, what? Like, it was one of those, I was scrolling and then I scrolled back like, what is this? And I immediately contacted the distributor that posted it. Now, the funny thing is, I was not even friends with this girl. My friend liked the picture, so it showed up in my newsfeed. Because if your things are set to public, which I would definitely suggest all your business things are set to public, it'll show up, it'll pop up in other people's news feeds if someone likes it. So my friend liked it. That's how I saw it. I reached out to the girl. I said, okay, wait, is this legit? I started Googling pictures. I'm like, oh wait, other people are claiming this is real. And so I was like, okay, you know what? My husband got paid. And so the first thing I did, even though that was not probably smart of me to go and blow $25 on a wrap, that's what he was saying anyway. I'm like, Thomas, if this works, I want to sell it. I didn't know that it was network marketing. I didn't understand how any of this worked. All I saw was when I handed over $25 to this girl in a mall parking lot that I drove 40 minutes to meet in a blizzard, by the way, what I was willing to do to just try this product. I said, my wheels started spinning. I said, okay, maybe I could be the one receiving that $25. Like, is there a way I could sign up with you? So I kind of asked her a few questions when I met up with her, but I was like, let me go home. Let me try it first. Make sure it really works, because I don't want to be selling something that doesn't work. Well, my results, you guys, were insane. like insane. I did it. I actually couldn't even wait to wrap. So we went to his mom's house because that's where I met the girl. It was pretty close down there in Layton. Anyway, I took the wrap off, looked down. I said, no, I don't have a 6-pack yet. I don't think this wrap worked. Well, my husband takes an after picture and he was so skeptical, but he was like, well, he saw I was like being a crybaby because I didn't have a 6-pack after using this wrap, and so he's like, okay, well, now that you're being a crybaby, I'll try to be supportive. So let me take an after picture. And then I watched his jaw drop and I was like, let me see that. You're lying. And I look and I was like, oh my gosh, I will show you guys the picture tonight. Okay. I'll post it somewhere for you to see. But it was like the cellulite on my belly, but like I just had like all these like lumps right here, smooth. My pants like looked like they actually fit me instead of having like some love handles hanging over. And I was like, there's no way this just happened. Now, in our wraps, it's four wraps is considered a treatment. So we always tell you to use the full treatment. Well, I didn't even know this, but I was so ecstatic about that one wrap. So I joined the business that night. And the next morning, started posting. I just started talking about what I had my hands on. And so excited, you guys. I had no idea what I was doing. A girl my husband went to school with saw one of my pictures and I think she just liked it. And so I messaged her. I'm like, oh my gosh, Andrea, you got to try this. Like, you should sell this with me. I was just excited. There's really nothing else. Like I didn't know what I was even doing, but I was like, I know that people can sell it with me. So you should do it with me. This is fun. So she ended up signing up. It really was just me being excited. You guys, the first full month, I had no idea what I was doing. The distributor I signed under was no longer in the business. So I was just like ignorance on fire and I was just running. But that first month, you guys, I made a goal to make $500. And that first month I reached Ruby, which is an average of $500 a month. And when I saw that paycheck, I bawled because I couldn't believe that I just made, that was substantial for my family. And my husband was like, no, you didn't. Let me see. No, you didn't. Like, he didn't believe it until it was in my bank account. And then when it was in my bank account, he still was like, I still don't believe it. I still don't believe you made $500. And, that was my ultimate goal in this business was Ruby. So when I hit it my first month, I couldn't even believe it. After 6 months is when I went diamond, on my 6-month mark. Got the $10,000 bonus. You guys, this is coming from someone who never made more than minimum wage, had no belief in herself. There was no way, but it was just these little tiny wins, these little accomplishments, really I just felt unstoppable. On my 1-year mark, I was able to retire my husband. I went triple diamond. Got my first paycheck of $13,000 after 1 year of doing this. And there are people that have done that way faster. There are people that promoted all the way to ambassador, our highest rank in their first year. But I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe I saw 2 numbers before a comma. I never thought the day would ever come in my life that would happen. And then by this point, by the way, backtrack a little bit. Right when I signed up for this business, I found out I was expecting. So, it was like, wow, I had no idea how bad I really needed this because now we're about to take care of another child. We can't even afford the 2 we have, and we're pregnant again. So by this point that I hit triple diamond, I ran for that promotion. We had our baby, retired my husband. He was no longer working those crazy scaffolding hours or he was out of town all the time. The first year of this business, it was like me as a single mom with twins and pregnant running. I knew I needed this. And so I was willing to do whatever I had to do. So now our family dynamic looked completely different by this point. He was home full time. We were like a full-time family. We had our 3 kiddos. We were able to cross off a lot of items off our dream board. We moved out of my parents' basement apartment. And then our son passed away. Our youngest son, his name was Milo. And, I just remember thinking, again, like I had no idea this was ever something that was going to happen to us. And so for my husband to be able to be home with him, he didn't miss 1 day of his life. With our twins, he missed their entire first year. He watched them grow up over Skype. That was what we were doing back then before Zoom. But for him to not have missed one moment, you know, he has no regret of how he spent the last 5 months. That's how old he was when he passed away. And, you know, for a whole month, we locked ourselves in our house. We didn't, I mean, obviously, you know, people can definitely understand that. I didn't want to work my business. I didn't want anything to do with anything for a whole month. And on June 15th, 2014, so this is a month after he passed away, I got a paycheck, and it was the largest paycheck we'd ever had. It was 5 figures. And I remember I just was bawling, like hysterically. My husband was like, "What's going on?" Like, he just saw me bawling at my computer, and I was like, "Look what we just made." I did not work one even second of the whole last month, and I just made a 5-figure monthly paycheck. And this is when it's really sunk in for me what residual income is and the power of it, that you do something one time and you get paid on it forever. Like, it was so hard for me to even wrap my mind around it, but it was seeing this that really lit this new fire in me. I was like, everyone in the world needs to know. They need to at least be aware that there is an opportunity like this. And so I had this whole new passion for the business. I really do think that it was this business that saved me from falling into this deep depression, because I had this passion. I had, you know, and a passion for life, which as I got to, you know, I was in like these group pages with other mothers who have lost children, and a lot of them, it was like 7 years ago, 10 years ago, and they still were like, I feel like I have no hope still. And this business gave that to me. And so I will forever be grateful for that. I also met a lot of people in these group pages that ended up joining my business. They saw, you know, I just feel like there's hope with this business. And one of them is a triple diamond on our team. Her name is Kelsey, and she's like one of my best friends now. But it really has just been incredible to turn something so horrible into something positive, and all the people that we've met from that, and that have been in our business through that. But what happened afterwards, I will tell you. I made a goal that year to go presidential. That year I started out as a diamond, and a presidential makes about $16,000 a month. Well, I put it out there that I was gonna, my first presidential check was gonna be $20,000, and I posted it. I had a picture of me holding up like a $20,000, like it said $20,000, and that I was gonna be presidential that year. And you guys, this was when I was a diamond making like $1,200. And I remember a lot of people thinking, "Oh, she's crazy! Like, there's no way that's even possible." But you guys, it's crazy what happens when you put your goal out there and you decide, you just make that decision that you're going to do it. After our son passed away, let's see, it was about 4 months later that we promoted to presidential, and my very first presidential paycheck was over $20,000. It was like $20,012. And again, I was like, oh my goodness. But guys, the people that I met after that horrible thing happened in our life, I was so grateful that we kept going, because a lot of my very best friends I met in this business came after that. And I think, man, what if I would have quit? Look at all these people that they are able to be full-time now at home, or they are able to quit their job that they hated, or they are able to go to school full-time and they don't have to have 3 jobs because of this business. And so I just grew this huge passion for it. On our second years, when we promoted to ambassador, which is the highest rank in our company, we made, between the two of us, me and my husband, $270,000 in bonuses. And, you know, right now I'm working on my 2.0 spot. That's, you get to sign up again when you go ambassador, and you get to collect a 3rd paycheck. And you guys, what I want you to know is the sky is the limit here. There's no cap. There is no, you make this much money and you can't make any more. You get to decide what you're worth. And for me, it took me a minute to really figure that out, because I felt what my last employer paid me was what I was worth. And so I was like, well, $7 an hour, that's what I'm worth. And so it was amazing to be in this industry where it was like, no, you get to decide. And I was like, well, then I want to be worth $300 an hour. That's what I would like to get paid. And really, that's on average, what an ambassador makes is between $300 and $400 an hour. If you wanted to break it up into, you know, an 80, let's see, 40-hour work week. I don't even know. It's been a while since I since I worked. But the friendships, you guys, that I've met in this business, the positive things that have come from this before I joined this business, I was such a shy person that I couldn't even like make eye contact with people. I couldn't talk on the phone. If I had to pay a bill, I was like, Thomas, you got to do it because there's no way, you know, I'm not calling anybody. The personal development that's involved in this business to grow, honestly, that is the life-changing part. It's the person you become. Look at, you know, if you're looking at your goal, and I know some of you are brand new, so you're like, whoa, but look at your goal. What is your goal? If it's ambassador, look at that yearly income is about $600,000 a year. Think of the person you would have to become to achieve that. That's why we're always like, dream big, because you got to be dreaming bigger than the person that you are currently. You can't be settling and thinking, well, wherever you are, you got to be dreaming much higher than that. And right now, our next, it's not really it's not a promotional rank, but we have a title called Black Diamond, and you have to earn at least $100,000 a month for 6 consecutive months to do that. And so that's what me and my husband are working on right now. And it's crazy to even say that out loud, that that's like our next goal, because before I joined this, that was like unfathomable. You know, like there was no way that was even 100,000 a year was unrealistic to me, let alone on a monthly basis. But guess what? We surround ourselves with people that do that. Our friends are making that type of income in this business. And so you will learn quickly how personal development, positivity, surrounding yourself with people that are cheering you on, not being negative. It's all so important to your business. And now I feel like I'm just kind of rambling, Selene. So okay, I'm just going to mute you for a second. Okay. I have some other tips, but is there anything else you want me to share?
No, that was just because I have a lot of new girls that just started, and, you know, I've been trying to tell them about you, and they already know my story. They know everything about me. So I just wanted them to hear that you were in their situation and how it's so possible. And the fact that Ashley Hughes is not even 30 years old, guys. I don't think she just mentioned that yet.
Yes, you're right. I am 25. Just kidding. I wish I was 25. How old am I now? 28. I'll be 29 this year. I feel so old. But yeah, when I joined this, let's see, I was 24 when I signed up. And really, guys, I was like I wouldn't even know if I would consider myself a college dropout. I went to one class one time and then never went back. So I guess that's pretty, just graduated high school, married my high school sweetheart. We dated, we've been together for like 12 years now. But really, anybody you'll find, go look up any other leader. Everybody has a different story. And that's something else I love, because there's not like one mold. Everybody, all walks of life, anybody can do this. There is a system. It's just being consistent, and whatever your goal is, you know, figure out whatever it is you want to do. And you guys, anything is possible. For me, it was Ruby. It started out with that Ruby, because I looked at the rank of ambassador, even diamond. I was like, there's no way I could do that. But it's you accomplishing these or having these little wins. And then you're like, man, if I could do that, if I just do it a little bit more, or if I just do it a little bit more consistently, or I put a little bit more effort into it, I know I can continue building and being successful. So I do have quite a lot of tips. Now, I know, Selene, sorry if you're getting like the same information all over again, but this is what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So let me see where I want to start. Okay. Some of the things that I'm just going to jump into this, and Selene, raise your hand or something if you want to stop and like chit chat. Okay. But, okay. For me, you guys, when I needed this to work, that is when it worked. You know, I know there's a lot of the time I see people, they're like, well, I'm hopeful that it'll work, but it's like, one, you need this. And like I did back then, couldn't afford $2 wipes, you guys. I needed this. It was like, there was no other option. There was no plan B. There was no plan C. It was, this is my plan. It has to work. And one thing I've learned is when something becomes a must, you will be successful. When you're like, well, I'm going to like just dabble in it and we'll see, and you're giving yourself a way out, then you'll notice you're not going to get the results you want if you make this a must. If it's I'm 100% in both feet, I'm going at this, I need this to work, because you guys, this is a career. This is something that you can do the rest of your life. It's something you can pass on to your kids and their kids and their kids. We always say this is a legacy income. It's not just something that you're going to earn while you are here. It's something you can pass on. And so I really want you guys to understand what you have your hands on, because it's not something that, when I started, I didn't understand what this even was. I wish I would have gotten on something, or I didn't really have a mentor, because the girl I signed underneath quit the next day. And so I wasn't on a team page. I had no idea what I was even doing. I was Googling things, and some of the information I was getting wasn't even real, which I didn't know because I didn't know what I was doing. But I didn't understand for months what I had my hands on. And once I did, that's when I ran. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. But there are a few people that I want you guys to start listening to, okay? Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. These are things I didn't do before I joined the business. It's any personal development, nope, non-existent. I wasn't doing it before I joined. Didn't see the purpose of it. Felt it was a waste of time. This is like the most important thing to do in this business, because if you are filling yourself up daily with inspiration, you can pass that on to your team, because the second you guys have a team member, you're a leader, and you are the one that they're coming to for inspiration, for help, and for guidance. And for some of you, that'll happen day one. You join, and then the first 5 minutes you have a team member. They're looking to you for that guidance and for that inspiration. And so for you to start doing this right away. For me, what I started doing, 15 minutes in the morning. While you're getting ready, while you're driving somewhere, listen to something that's going to inspire you or uplift you. Tony Robbins, like I said, is someone that I love to listen to. I've been to one of his in real life seminars, and it was life-changing, like amazing. He's someone who pumps me up. Find someone who inspires you. Listen to them. And for a while, for me, it was just people in the business. I'd get on and I'd listen to I'd watch videos of people throwing wrap parties, because I had no idea what that was or how to do that. And so I was just trying to learn from anyone I could. And so YouTube was a huge tool for me. Still is. I still do that all the time. But Jim Rohn, he's someone who has made multi-millions of dollars in the business. We made our first million in this business on our third year. And, we have lots of friends that make $1, $2, $3 million a year in this industry. So, I mean, it's crazy, you guys. It's crazy what you can earn, but anything's possible. So, Jim Rohn, he was an amazing entrepreneur, but one of my favorite takeaways from him, one of my favorite quotes from him is, for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. And I used to always put blame on everything else and anyone else, and it was always something else. It was never me. And I realized now, when I look at situations, I'm like, it's me that needs to improve. It's not the situation, it's me. And so if you're doing this every day, you are going to be a completely different person. You'll be unrecognizable to your friends and your family. They're going to be like, who the heck are you? Like a year ago, 5 months ago, 2 months ago, you were completely different. Like now you're the most positive person I'm around. And it really starts with doing this every day, personal development. Now, okay, reading books, listening to audios, whatever it is. Some people I have found when I talk to my team, they're like, I cannot read. Like the second I open a book, I fall asleep. Or I listen to audios and I'm like, I tune them out and I can't pay attention. Whatever you guys figure out what inspires you. Is it books? Is it audios? Just it really, you'll learn through trial and error. Whatever it is that you get inspired from, do more of that. Now, when it comes to signing customers and distributors, let me give you a few of these tips first. Okay. tips on getting loyal customers. These are some of my very top tips that I could give you guys, okay? First, consistency in you using the product. So when I got started, I had tried one wrap. I didn't even know another product existed in our product line. I didn't know there was like 40 supplements and all this other stuff. I just knew there was a body wrap and I had a good experience using it. So when I got started, I posted my result photo probably way too many times. I mean, I was like, look what it did the next day. Guys, can you believe it? Can you still believe this is what this wrap did for me? I was so excited because I used the product and I was able to share what it did for me. And so people were like, I know you. That's what it did to your belly. I want one. Personal testimony is huge. When I got started, you guys, I could not afford to go buy up every supplement and try it. And I also didn't know we had them. So it took a while to figure that out. But in the beginning, it'll be really important for you guys to get friends and family using them because you're not going to be able to afford to go buy them all. Start using one thing. You know, if you just got your kit and you can wrap, you know, I was pregnant like right away after, so I wasn't wrapping myself, but I did have that one picture. But if you guys can use the product yourself in your kit, do that because you will get a personal testimony. You're going to be like, okay, my belief in this is like through the roof. I understand. I see what it did for me. And then you're going to feel like you can share this better than you could. You'll feel like more of a salesperson if you've never tried anything or you aren't even sure if it works. You'll come off a little bit differently than if you have any type of belief in the business. And the way you'll get that belief is by your personal testimony. So it is so important to be using things yourself. So that's one of the ways, the best ways I could tell you guys, and the fastest way to get customers is by your personal testimony. Now, I do have a video for those of you who are new, and maybe you've already watched it, but I have a video that I made a few months ago on how to gather 4 customers in your first 72 hours. So that's a goal I make for every brand new distributor. I'm like, okay, let's not just wait 30 days to get these. Let's knock these out right away. Get your step 2 complete in your 3 steps. Because once you guys do that, you guys get a $100 shopping spree. Then you guys can go back, buy whatever products you want to maybe use for yourself so you can get that testimony on products that maybe you can't afford to buy right now. But it's nice. You get $100 in free product, and then you can use that on yourself or sell the wraps, whatever you want to do, make a profit. Either way, it's really important to get those as fast as possible. Now, in that video, I mentioned this is what I do. I basically go through all the products quickly, and I just explain the benefits of them. Okay, so we have Confianza. Do you know someone with stress in their life? Okay, everybody knows someone that's stressed out, right? I think everybody in the world is stressed out. So you're going to basically write down names that come to mind. Who could this benefit? Okay, relief. It helps with like arthritis, with joint pain. We have greens. You guys, that is one of the, I just got a text on my, that's weird. Okay, greens. One of the best things for greens, you guys, people that have headaches and migraines or allergies, anyone, honestly, we always say when in doubt, greens works for everybody. Everybody needs to be on greens. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to start writing down people's names that come to mind because I give you like a sample message of what to say to your friends and family because you're going to want them on some of our products. They're going to get your wholesale pricing. You're basically going to say something like, Mom, you are so stressed out all the time. I know you know that I just joined a company, a health and wellness company, and I need to find a few people that I personally know that will give me their honest opinion or their honest review after using this product for 90 days. So, I thought of you when I was reading the benefits of this product. This is all, you guys can go back and watch this because then you can pause and like write it down. But so basically you're just saying, you're going to get my wholesale pricing. Like I'm not upselling you. You're going to get the product for 40% off. I just need you to use it for 90 days. Give me your honest feedback on what it did for you because you want to be growing that product testimonial. You want to be growing, so as your business is growing, you're like, this is what it did for my mom. This is what Relief did for my grandma. This is what Confianza did for my sister, and this is what the hair, skin, nails did for my cousin, whatever it is. But you want your friends and family to be using these products so that you have your growth, your your personal belief in this business will grow that much more when you're seeing your friends and family on these products and they're getting them for your same discount. So it's not like you're, well, I just need to make a quick $50. They're getting your same pricing. So that's one other tip. When this is something I wish I would have known from the beginning, because I was like, I'm not a salesperson. I've never sold anything. I avoid salespeople, right? I think we all do. When you're walking down the mall, you're like, okay, I'm not going to look. All those kiosks down the center, you're like trying as hard as you can not to make eye contact with them. But the reason why in this video that I shared with you guys, the 72-hour video, I'm talking about benefits. And the reason I do that is because if you're looking at it from a different perspective, not how can I get 4 customers, but more who can I find that could benefit from these products? Who could I find that really has this problem? This product helps with that problem. If they could use this product, it's going to help them in their daily life. If you look at it differently, you will never feel like a salesperson. You're really just sharing or offering something that could help them with something that they need help with. For instance, guys, my husband has the worst allergies. Like I can't even for 2 weeks, every time the weather changes, he cannot deal with himself. Like he's just a hot mess. And he's also severely allergic to cats. Well, the other day we went and did a wrap party together, and there was a big furry cat there. And the second he walked in the door, he was like sneezing. His eyes were like swollen shut. Like he was miserable. And we were sampling greens, and I'm like, Thomas, hurry up and drink some greens. So everyone at the party is like, oh, your poor husband. Like he's crying in the back corner because his allergies are so bad. I'm not even kidding you. Within 10 minutes, gone, completely gone. And so everyone at the party there was able to witness firsthand the greens help with his allergies. He's like, you guys, I swear, these are the only things like Zyrtec, this, whatever, nothing works like greens do. And so it was really awesome for them to see. I'm like, thanks for taking one for the team, like getting those allergies and showing people firsthand what these really can do for people. So everyone there was like blown away. They're like, well, I know this person with allergies and this person, I'm going straight to them because I know this will help them. So that's what I mean when I'm saying that. You really don't feel like a salesperson. It's like, this is what it did for me. This is what it did for my sister. And this can help you. Social media, you guys, obviously using that to your benefit. 90% of my business, I've grown through social media. Millions of dollars has been earned through social media. And then obviously there is like in-person one-on-ones, parties, but really the majority of it is over FaceTime, over Facebook, over Instagram, whatever, messaging. So use that, you guys. It's free advertising. And I've never paid for advertising. Just so you guys know, you don't need to start a business page. You don't need to do all that. In fact, if you do start a business page, Facebook requires you pay in order for your posts to be seen. So I don't even use my business page. I created one years ago when it used to be effective, and now it's not anymore. So I don't even use that. I only use my personal page. Okay, one tip I have for you guys when it comes to like, what do I post? Or how often do I post? So what I personally like to do, and I've had really good results from this, is I like to highlight one product every 24 hours or 48 hours. And so what I mean by that is like on Sunday, I will plan out what products do I want to talk about this week? Okay, Monday, I'm going to post about wraps. Tuesday, I want to post about greens. Wednesday, I'm going to post about confianza. I like to plan this out on Sunday so that as the week is going, it's already scheduled out. I already know what I'm going to be posting. But why I like to do this, or I'll do a 48-hour period. So it's like wraps. That's all I post for 48 hours. Obviously, I post things about my personal life, the business. So it's not just product. But what I mean is just the only product that I was posting was those things. What I have found is what I like to do is I will say, 48-hour special, you're getting it for 40% off. For whatever reason, when people see a 48-hour special, they're thinking, okay, I can only get these wraps for 48 hours. It's just like a sales tip that I've gotten from other leaders that have really worked for them. So I'm like, okay, that's a good thing to throw in, because I was always posting like this, then this, and this, and this. And I did find when I stuck to like one product a day, so I'd post about the wraps in the morning, and then like in the afternoon, I would share a result photo. And then later that night, I would share one other thing about the wraps. And then people by nighttime, they were like, okay, so what is this deal you got going on? I'm like, well, you can get the wraps. Normally they're $99, but you're going to get them for $59. Okay, I want them. So that's one tip I like to do is I like to highlight or do specials. And this is your own business, you guys. We all have the same products. We all have the same compensation plan, but you guys are your own business owners. So you guys can use them however you want. You can highlight them. You can do specials on them, whatever you want to do. Now, anytime someone likes my post, let's see, about products, or likes my post about the business, I always say that's the green light to message them. I don't just go and like cold message people, but if they're liking my posts about product or about the business opportunity, I will message them and say, hey girl, something like this. Thanks so much for the love on my post. Are you interested in maybe hearing more about the 90-day trial or about the wraps, whatever it was that they liked? So I'll say that, like, thanks for the love on my post. Are you interested in learning more about it? So simple. But if they liked it, chances are, and maybe they were just giving you support, but now that you message them, they're like, well, actually, I do have a few questions about it. So I always say this, don't sit there and wait for people to come to you, because this is our business. So we need to be the ones taking control. If someone is liking something or commenting, definitely message them, because this is our business. We need to be the ones that are taking initiative. Okay. Now, okay, as you guys are building your business, you will notice a ratio will start to form. And what I mean by that, we always say this is a numbers game, and no, people are not numbers, but you will notice every time I send out X amount of messages, X amount of people are interested. So you will start to realize what your ratio is. So for an example, let's say you messaged 10 people, okay, about the business opportunity. Well, let's say one of those people were interested. Okay. Now, let's look at your goal. My goal is to go Ruby. I need 5 distributors for Ruby. Well, in order for you to get 5 distributors, that means you need to send about 50 messages, because out of 50, about 5 people will be interested. And so, or 100, because if out of those 10 people are interested, maybe 5 of them will join. You'll figure out what your ratio is as you are consistent in the business. So now that's just how I figured out when I need to reach my goal. Okay, I want to go double diamond. This is how many people I need to have on my team. Okay, well, this is how many people I know I need to talk to. So you guys will figure that out. But the cool thing is your ratio will start to grow. Every single month, you'll notice the better you get. There are skills involved in this business. One other thing I would really quickly recommend is go listen to or read the book Go Pro by Eric Worre. He really teaches you very important skills that are involved in network marketing and how to build your business. I learned those skills like the month before I went diamond, and that month I just went diamond. I went, and it really was finally developing skills. Before I was just kind of winging it and just kind of going with the flow. And then I realized, oh, there are actual skills needed for this business. And then my whole outlook on this business changed. I was like, this is a legitimate business. It's not just something that it was like a hobby before. Now I can see this can truly be a life-changing income. So Eric Worre, Go Pro, either go listen to it on audio or get that book, because it's amazing. I love it. And he talks a lot about how to find your ratio. But so this is something I wanted to share with you guys, because there's a girl on our team. Her name's Angie. She joined the business about a year ago. For about 9 months, was kind of like making a post here, making a post there. Really didn't see any success with the business. Okay. So she was just like, I wasn't taking it seriously. I was just kind of like in and out. But I want to share this story because it's so duplicatable and it's amazing. Okay. So 3 months ago, her husband came to her and was like, listen, you need to get a job. This isn't cutting it anymore. Like your $5 you're making from it works. No, you need to go get an actual job. She's like, okay, listen, give me 30 days. I'm going to give this business 100% of my effort. I'm not just going to like wing it anymore. I'm going to actually like try and see what happens in 30 days. This was 3 months ago, guys. She's fully ready to go double diamond this month. Okay. So she's had a lot of success in the last like 90 days, but this is what she does. Okay. So one of our tips we always give, you guys want to be starting to grow your network. So in this industry, we are involved in network marketing. And a lot of us spend a lot of time marketing our products. We're talking about look what the products are doing. Look at what, oh my goodness, my phone is ringing. Hold on. That was weird. Okay. I don't know how this is working. What the heck? It's like connected to my phone. That was weird. Okay, anyway. So, network marketing. We all spend so much time marketing our products, but you guys will find within a few weeks, you're going to be like, okay, I feel like I talked to everybody. Like there's no one left to talk to. This happens all the time, but it's because people don't take the time to be growing their network. You want to be growing that network always, because if you do from day one, you will never run out of people to talk to. That is why 4 years later, I'm finding new people every single day to talk to or share this business with or the products with. So one tip that we give you guys on how to grow your network is on Facebook. For me personally, this is what I did and how I found success. And so this is something that I like to pass on. There are lots of groups on Facebook. Start tonight. List some of your hobbies that you have. Okay, I like to sew. I love horses. Whatever your interests are, your hobbies, whatever. Add yourself into a few group pages, but make sure there's a few thousand people in these groups. Okay, they're nothing to do with the business. So Angie was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start growing my network because I feel like I've like hit a dry socket. Like there's nobody new. Oh, can you guys hear me? You guys are okay? I think it froze on Laura. So she's like, okay, my problem is I feel like I've run out of people to talk to. So she started adding herself into group pages. She's in, I think, 3 or 4, and she's very active in them. So this is what I suggest you do in these pages. Every day, make a post or 2 or even 3. Nothing to do with the business, nothing to do with the products, whatever is relevant in that page. So if it's something about, if you are like, if you love horses or you ride horses, that's what you're posting about, horses, okay? Whatever is relevant in that page, that's what you guys are going to talk about. So Angie does this. She is like, I post in these multiple times a day. And what I've found is I am so known in these pages because I post so much in them that people just, oh, there's Angie. Oh, there she is posting. Anyone that likes her stuff, she adds them as a friend. When someone comments on her post, she adds them as a friend. And they're like, oh, I know who this is. It's not like some random person adding me. It's Angie from this group. So connecting with people in these group pages, you guys, that is how I've really grown the majority of my network, is by group pages on Facebook. And then you're meeting people from all over the place. It's not just people like locally. So Angie started doing this. You guys, for the last 2 months, she has been our number 1 enroller in the company, not just in our team, in the entire company. She's the number 1 enroller for customers and distributors. This is over ambassadors. Okay, she's a diamond right now, ready to go double, but 3 months ago, you guys, she wasn't even working. And now she's the number 1 enroller. Her fast start bonuses, those are bonuses you guys get to earn weekly. They're $100 every time you help someone get started in the business, okay? And they get fast start qualified. $100. She's been making like thousands of dollars a month just in those, plus her commissions, plus she earned a bonus. It's amazing. It's been amazing to watch because I'm like, man, what you're doing is so duplicatable. Anybody can do this. Anybody can. It just takes a little bit of effort. Okay, this morning, you know what I like to do? Set alarms in your phone. At like 10 in the morning, at noon, or at 5 o'clock at night. Set an alarm, make it ring so that you're notified. Say, make a post. Do this because it'll be really easy to get sidetracked. It'll be really easy to put it on the back burner. Oh, it's not that important. Oh, growing my network isn't that important. It is so important to be doing that, because if that is all she is doing, you guys, and she's the number 1 enroller, and this is something anybody can do. So add yourself in pages. Now, another thing is brand yourself. Whatever your interests are, make sure you're still posting those things on social media. One thing that she does is everyone knows that she's like obsessed with tacos. Okay. She's the taco girl. So all of these new friends that she meets, anytime they see anything about tacos, they're tagging Angie. Angie, oh my gosh, I thought of you because I saw this taco. Just, she goes live all the time. She's always, just connecting with people on Facebook. That is really all that she does. And then obviously she's staying consistent, like posting a few times a day about the business or her product or the product. And then people are interested. They like it. And guess what? Immediately she sends them a message. Hey, saw that you like that. Do you have any questions? I'd love to send you more information. If they're interested in the business, this is my tip for you guys, because especially when you're brand new, my fear was someone asking me more info on the business, because I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't even know what I'm doing. So this is what I would suggest you guys do. The second someone's like, hey, I see like you're making more income from home. What I see these posts that you're making. I'm interested. Can you send me more information? Right away, guys, get face-to-face with them. Not necessarily in person. If you can't meet in person, that's okay. If you can, that puts it 10 steps above. So always try to do that first. But this, you guys, was me stepping out of my comfort zone. I was terrified to do stuff like this, but it was me making myself do it. And then eventually it became like no big deal. But the only way for you guys to grow and be successful in this business is to step out of your comfort zone and do things that you wouldn't normally do. Because if you're doing things you wouldn't normally do, you're going to get those results that you've never had before. So ask like, hey, do you have 5 minutes? What you're going to do, like either Zoom or FaceTime or in Facebook Messenger, you guys can like call each other now and it's face-to-face, whatever. I like to do face-to-face things more than I like to call, but if that's all you guys can do, just send them, just call them. What I would suggest you guys do is just get to know them. Be like, hey, what is it that caught your interest in the business? Like what's kind of going on in your life? What are some things that you need? They will open up to you. And the more, and share what's going on in your life. And if you're brand new, let's do this together. But I promise this wall will come down. They are going to open up to you. They're going to share things with you that's going on. And what I would do, you guys, this is just have a conversation, 5 minutes, whatever it takes. Get to know them, because this is a people business. This is all about people. This is all about helping other people reach whatever goal that they have. I always say the day you join this business, it's no longer about you anymore. It's about you helping other people find this opportunity because you don't know who needs this. The girl that signed me up, she was a distributor for like 3 days. She posted. I happened to see it, wasn't even friends with her, but you guys have no idea who's going to come across your post. I was praying for an opportunity and it happened to, I would say, fell into my lap 3 days later. I found this and I was ready for it. And so just get to know these people, get to know them. And then the second, be like, okay, listen, do you have, tonight we're having an opportunity call. Can I send you that information so you can get on and learn more about it? You guys don't even need to be, you guys can be the messenger. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better. But the second you guys do that, they will form trust with you and they'll feel like, okay, yes, I'm ready to hear more about it. And if we don't have a call that night, then send them an opportunity video. Me and my husband have multiple on our YouTube channel. You guys can send them. And I'll send Selene one of them. That this is the one that I typically send, because there's so many that maybe you're like, I don't know, which one should I send? I'll send you that one so that you'll know. But we love to record them. It was just over a Zoom, but really, because I feel like a face-to-face thing is better than if you sent them the steps to success and all this text and all this information, and they're just like overwhelmed. They're like, I don't even know. But when they can actually hear stories and hear what this business has done, and it'll just help their belief that much more. And that's really what it's all about. So you don't need to know much about this business. All you need to know is how to open your mouth, say, let me, you have 5 minutes. I want to chat with you a little bit. Get to know them, because as you do, you're going to really genuinely care. You're going to hear what their struggles are. And you're going to be like, okay, listen, you need this. This business definitely is the answer for you if you want it to be. I would love to send you some more information. Can I send you a link? Do you care? Would you mind if I sent you a video? Trust me, they're going to say yes. But also know this. The fortune is in the follow-up. Most people need to be exposed about 7 times to something before they ever enroll. So if you're like, man, I have like 10 potentials and nobody's signing up, don't worry, you guys, just continue following up with them. The majority of my team members and customers came on my 10th follow-up. Sometimes it's that first exposure and I'm like, woohoo! And then sometimes it takes 20. It's like, hey girl, are you ready to sign up? Hey girl, are you still wanting to do the business? That is what the majority of my day consists of, is me following up. But again, this is my business, so I take responsibility in doing that. I'm not waiting for them to come to me all the time. I need to be the one in control and following up with them. Okay. Then, okay. Distributors. These are some other tips that I have for you guys. Okay, one of the things I would like you guys to do today is think of the qualities that you would like to have in team members that join you. Make a list of these. This is really important because, number one, as you're listing things like I would love to find people who are outgoing, who maybe have leadership qualities, who are friendly, who just list all these things that they're hungry, they want more out of life, whatever it is, these qualities that people have. Number one, as you're looking through this list, remember that you will attract, like whoever you are, you need to become those things first. If you want leaders, if you want people who have these qualities, you start to develop these qualities, because then I promise you'll start attracting those same types of people. For me, you guys, being the super shy, I remember always watching other leaders in the business, and I was like, man, I'm so jealous of the way like they conduct themselves, and they like smile when they talk. And so what I started to do is I was like, I'm just going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to act like I'm not scared, even though secretly I'm shaking and my knees are knocking and I'm sweating. I just pretended like I knew what I was talking about. And eventually I wasn't pretending anymore, but it really took me I got to own it. I got to just pretend like these are qualities that I have until I had them, but really fake it till you make it. If you're scared to talk to people, I know that probably sounds silly, but I was like, I'm just going to pretend I'm not scared. I'm going to pretend I'm not scared. When I see this person, I'm going to smile. When I talk to them on the phone, I'm going to have a smile on my face, because you can like hear that in people's voices. But really, it was just, I made myself do it. I pretended like I wasn't scared, and eventually it wasn't anymore. But again, think of those qualities that you'd like to have, that you would like your team to have, and you start developing those qualities and you'll start attracting those people. But you'll also notice, have you ever noticed when, let's say you bought a new car? I remember back in, was it like 2005? I bought a Golf. Okay, it was like my little race car. It had a turbo in it, and I was obsessed with it. And it was lime green, and it was candy apple green. It was like rare. Like there was only 2,000 of them made. But I swear, like I was like, that was my dream car, and I bought that car. It was like $5,000. I mean, it wasn't like this really awesome car, but that was my dream car back then. I bought my car, and all of a sudden, as I'm driving down the road, I noticed them everywhere. Not necessarily the green ones, but I'm like, oh, everyone has a Golf. Everyone has a Volkswagen. But it's funny because unless you're aware, they were there all along, but that wasn't where my focus was. And so I never noticed them before. But the second I bought that car, it was like everyone had one all of a sudden. You will notice that in your business. When your focus is somewhere, when you're focused on finding these leaders or these distributors, you're going to start to notice these qualities in people. When let's say you're eating at a restaurant tomorrow, and you have these qualities written down, and you notice your waitress, oh my gosh, she has this quality and this quality. You're going to start to notice that. You're at your kid's soccer game, you're going to notice you're sitting there having a conversation with this other mom, and you're like, oh my gosh, she has every quality that I would love to have on my team. Like she is like the perfect person. That is when you share this opportunity. And, you don't have to make it weird and like, but I always am just like, okay, this might sound totally random, but have you ever heard of It Works? You can even start it like that. This is something that I've been doing from home, and compliment them. Why are you talking to them about the business? Like you are so outgoing. You have this quality and this quality. And I honestly just feel like I need to share this opportunity with you. Have you ever considered making extra income from home? Trust me, they're not going to be like, oh my heck, no, I would never think of making extra income. So they will take a look at what you have to offer. Another thing, if you ever feel like you need to share this with someone, you ever feel that like burning desire, like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to this person, but I'm so scared to do it. Another one of my favorite stories, Chrissy DeJesus, she's someone in our upline. She's another ambassador. You guys, she's like, years ago, when I first started this business, I used to smoke. I love smoking. It was like a habit I had for years, and I was trying to quit. But anyway, I was outside on my smoke break, and this woman walks up next to me, and I just felt the need to talk to her about the business. And I kept talking myself out of it, like, no, she's going to think I'm a freak. I don't even know who this is. Like, this is weird. So she's like, I'm sitting there on the curb having this battle between my brain. You're like, no, I'm not going to talk to her. Yes, I should. No, I'm not. Well, she gets up to walk away, and then she's like, what do I got to lose? I'll probably never see this lady again. Okay, I just feel like I need to talk to you about this. I know this is totally random. Ends up sharing a little bit about the business. You guys, that lady, she had no idea that that woman happened to be praying for an opportunity, and that she's like, I will do anything. I just need something. And she's like, I don't know. And to hear Chrissy say, I don't know why, but I feel inspired that I need to tell you about this opportunity that I have. She was like, that's it. I'm taking it. What is this about? You guys, she was the presidential diamond that took Chrissy to do ambassador. How crazy is that? She had no idea. Those two ended up becoming like best friends, and they met there on the sidewalk, and she just felt inspired to talk to her, and it was exactly what she needed. And you know, I had a similar experience about a year ago. We were sitting in a movie theater, and all of a sudden a name kept popping in my head, and this was a girl that had actually joined my team 2 years before, and quit that night. Like, she canceled her account. So I mean, I was like, why does her name keep coming to my head? Like, she already did this and didn't want anything to do with it. Well, anyway, I was like, Thomas, I turned to him. I'm like, we need to leave. We walk out of the movie. In the middle of the movie, I'm like, you need to text Michelle. And I don't know why it needs to come from you, but it does. So you're going to text Michelle and let her know that we've been thinking about her. And for some reason, I feel like we need to share this opportunity with her again. Well, that night, she texts back this message that's like pages long. And she's like, you have no idea. For the first time in my life, I was submitting resumes because I need to find a 9 to 5. Like, it's come down to that. She was very successful in her fitness career and all this, but she's like, I said my very first prayer tonight that please let there be something else, because I didn't want to go put my kids in daycare, and I needed something else. So she's like, I feel like this might be a sign for me that I need to do this. Well, guys, within 3 months, she ended up joining that night. Within 3 months, she had made $75,000 in bonuses. Her life was completely different. Between her and her husband, they earned that many. We had like double bonuses going on. She ran full speed with this business. But I say this because if you have that feeling, you guys, take it and share it. Even if you're like, I don't even know what I'm going to say, just do it anyway, because the chances are that person needs this. And by you not sharing it, you're doing a disservice for them. And so that's really how I look at it. I don't look at it as I don't want to annoy them. It's really, they can take it or leave it, but all I know is I need to share this with them. For whatever reason, they need to hear this. So now when it comes to posting, you guys, what types of things to post about, what are some things that catch people's interest for the business? When I was getting started, and still to this day, anytime I sold a wrap, made $25, I shared that. You guys, I was able to fill up my gas tank today because I sold 2 wraps. Or I would take a picture of me with my groceries and say, because of this business, I'm able to pay for all my groceries with just wrap cash. Or I was able to pay for all my utilities. Or eventually, you guys, I was able to pay for a house payment because of this business. And then it just continued to grow. But it's those little amounts. People can relate to that. For me, when I started, it was, the first few wraps I sold, I was talking about all the diapers and the formula and the wipes I was able to pay for, because those are annoying things. People don't like paying for those with their hard-earned money. And so it was like, look, I no longer have to, it's not my hard-earned money. It's wrap cash. I'm buying these annoying things with, right? Or when I was able to take my husband out on our first date. I mean, it was the first time I was able to take him out on a date because it was me paying for it. Share those little wins. We always talk about that just because that's so relatable to people. You don't need to be buying $1 million house before people were, oh, I believe you that you can make money. It's those little things because that's what's relatable. Buying cars and paying off houses, people can't even fathom that. And so those aren't the things that really catch people's attention. It's those little amounts, the $200 commissions, those, because for me, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I think it's like 85% of people that file bankruptcy could have saved it with $300 extra a month. And you guys, the average executive in our business, which is the first rank, that is what they earn on average. Plus they earn wrap cash, plus they earn other bonuses. But we have something that can help people save their homes. And even just that, it might seem like such a small amount to you, but that could be life-changing to someone. Like it was for me, you guys. I couldn't even afford $2 wipes. So an extra $200, heck yeah, I was ready for it. Another thing, share anything to do with your journey with this business, the friendships. I don't know if you guys knew this, but a huge majority of people join, not even for the money, but for the friendships. A lot of the time when you become a mom or you start to feel like you lose yourself a little bit. Like, man, where's my passion for life? I've lost it. I don't really know what my desires are. I don't really have goals anymore. And when you start seeing these people, like groups of friends hanging out and dreaming again, it's so inspiring. So any chance you guys have to get together with your team, even if there's just you and one other person, do it and post about it and do Insta stories and go live and share the fun you guys are having together, because so many people are looking for that. They're not even looking for an extra income, or they might not even know that they need this. But when they see that, that is so inspiring to them. And for me, when I got started, I know you guys know I needed the money, but I also was in a place that I felt like I had lost myself. I used to be the biggest dreamer. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember I would have my dad drive me up to these big, huge houses up in our area. And we were always living in, my parents always struggled. That's all I've ever known. And I would ask my dad to just drive me around. I loved it. I loved looking at these beautiful homes, and I loved dreaming that maybe one day I could afford something like that. As a little kid, that's just something that I love to do. And it's sad when you grow up and you realize, or you start to say, you know what, that's not real. That's not possible. But what I want you guys to realize is we only have this life. This is the only life we're ever given. We don't get a second chance or a third chance. And so I always am like, if you have a dream, you got to follow that. You got to live every single day of your life now, because this is the only chance that we have. And why not go for that? Why would you ever settle? But it took me a long time. I had completely stopped dreaming. I remember rolling my eyes at anyone that was like, oh, this is my goal. I'm like, yeah, right. Like, that's not even real. Real people don't get those types of things in life. But what I realized, and it really was through personal development and personal growth, was that anything's possible. And hey, babe, do you want to come say hi?
I have done 2 hours straight.
I know, we're going on a few. Here, come sit by me.
Okay, let me go to the bathroom really quick.
Okay, just kidding. I don't know where I am now. My feet are sweating. I didn't even realize I'm under my covers and it's hot in here. But what I realized is this business really specifically was what helped me dream again. Is surrounding myself with other people that I'm like, man, look what they've accomplished. Look what they've been able to do. And it's because of this business they've been able to do that. And I love that here, everyone has the same chance at success. It's not just like, well, they got lucky. That's the thing. No one in this business gets lucky. It's really just who was consistent, who stuck with it. And those long-term results happen when you stay consistent. That really, and I know that might sound like, okay, well, consistency. Okay, I've heard that a lot. But you guys, it's those little tiny things. There was never one day in my business that was like, oh, all of a sudden I achieved success. It was those little tiny, okay, I posted, I followed up with this person ended up joining. I worked really hard with them. I helped them with complete their steps. And then they started developing leadership qualities, and then they started growing a team. And it really was just those little efforts that eventually had this massive team. I think I have about 14,000 people on my team now in 4 years. And crazy, because you know what? I can remember the day when I had like 2 distributors and I was freaking out. I have 2 team members. And I remember thinking, oh gosh, now I can never quit. Because if you knew me before I quit everything I ever started, Thomas always jokes and says, I legitimately started like 13 businesses or 12 businesses. This was my 13th one. So I definitely thought I would quit. I was like, well, I've quit everything else I've done in my life, so I probably would quit this too. But this was so different than anything I'd ever started. This was actually something that fulfilled me. And, you know, when I was first getting started, I remember when I first started learning about these different, here, unplug that. When I started learning about ambassadors, I was like, why do they still work? Do you remember thinking that? I'm like, they don't need to work. They're making like 50 grand a month. Why do they still work? And then I realized it's because money doesn't fulfill you. Watching people grow and watching other people retire their husband, and because you stuck with this business, someone else was able to leave a job they hated and now they get to be full-time. They get to be a full-time mom. That is what's fulfilling. And I can never see myself quitting that, because that's what fulfills me. It's not the money. And eventually you guys will realize that. Now, in the beginning, it was, we need the money. And that's what it was pushing me. But then eventually it's like, you kind of feel like, okay, we've made enough, but that's not what it's about anymore. It really is. Let me brighten this up. It really is. You will find people are what's fulfilling. And I don't know.
I think
do you feel like you want
for me, like,
this is Thomas, by the way, because there's a lot of new people on here.
My name is Thomas, by the way. I'm just a very big believer, you guys, on having a purpose. The ways that you'll get through those tough weeks or those tough days or those tough months that you have is your purpose. Because if you don't have a purpose that will pull you out of those times, you're never going to get out. You know, if money is the only thing that's driving you, you're going to get burnt out fast. I think for a while, for me personally, I don't think this was Ashley so much, but for me, I was working this business every day. And my thought was, I was chasing the dollar. I was chasing the income. And I stopped caring about people so much. And then times got tough. And guess what? I wasn't able to pull myself out of those funks. I was in them for months until I regained my purpose, until I was like, you know what makes me happy in life? And it wasn't the money that made me happy. It was my family. It was people. You know, the best part about this business is people. And it's watching people come home with their families and watching a single mom pay all of her bills and not have to rely on the state or on government assistance, or watching someone save their home from foreclosure. These are all stories we've had in our team. And that was where I was able to find my purpose again, you know. I would love to challenge each one of you to find out what your purpose is. Find out what really drives you. I promise, if the dollar is all that's driving you and the money, you're going to get burnt out fast. You know, get excited about being a leader and being able to pour into other people. The best advice I could ever give to someone that is becoming a leader that has just signed a distributor, because to me, you're a leader when you sign a distributor. Mm-hmm. After you sign that distributor and you become a leader, it is just as important to pour into yourself as it is to pour into them. Because how can we pour into others if we're not pouring into ourselves? So invest in yourself. Pick up that book. Download that audio. Mm-hmm. Do what you need to do to be that leader for that person. Because I promise, what's so much more fulfilling than a huge paycheck is watching someone else also earn a huge paycheck. We don't want to go to the top of this business alone, you guys. I don't want to be a number one income earner and have no one on my team right below me. I want to be number one. I want Selene number 2, and I want everyone else 3, 4, 5, 6. Or
Selene, you can go be number 1.
If you were number 1, I would be so happy for you. Sorry, you were.
Yeah. No, and honestly, Selene, I am just like, we just love you. And we have loved watching your journey, and just you inspire us so much. Like, we're always like, look what Selene's doing. Look what she's doing. And
we hear your name a lot in this house, Selene, just so you know. And a lot of your team members that are killing it. You guys are all just I can't wait to meet every single one of you. You know, I've recognized these names, a lot of them that I see on here, and I can't wait till we like actually get to build relationships with each one of you and get to know all of you. You know, I want when I see you out at green carpet or at an event or at one of our trainings to know you by name and to know your story and to know everything about you, because that's what excites me the most.
Yeah. Selene, was there anything? Well, let me unmute you.
You guys are gonna make me cry. I just want to thank you guys for doing this for my team, because I do have a lot of girls that are just stuck there and they're a little lost and they don't know their purpose. And it's true, we all start for the money, but once you get that vision of helping others, the feeling of me being able to see my distributors that are struggling and I was able to help them a little bit, you know, to get that extra income. That's when I just got that vision. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is for me. This is what I want to do. So I really appreciate what you guys just did for my team and myself, because I have the best team ever. We just need a little push sometimes, and I think that this is just going to be it for them. So Thank you so much for doing this.
You're so welcome. And you guys, please, you guys can contact us anytime. If you're like, hey, I have this question, I need some inspiration, I need some personal coaching, that is what we are here for. We will spend hours with you individually. I don't care what it is. Please don't ever hesitate to ask us anything, because that's what we're here for. And for me, when I got started, man, if I could have just picked someone else's brain, someone that's maybe been in for a while or had any success, I would have done that. But I just didn't know I just never had that opportunity. So I want you guys each individually to know that that's what we're here for.
Don't be afraid to ask us anything. If maybe Selene's busy or she hasn't responded yet because she's doing a rap party, write us, ask me. If you have some questions from a male potential that you're like, I'm intimidated, it's a guy and I don't know what to say to him, or I don't know, send me a text. Get my number on Instagram or off Facebook, message me or Messenger, however you want to contact me. Hit me up and I will help you the best that I can. Okay,
and then another thing I wanted to say, guys, this weekend is green carpet, and if you don't know what that is, because maybe some of you guys are new, in the summertime we have it's like a mini corporate event. There's like still 5,000 people that go, but that's mini. In January, February, we have a huge corporate event. It's always in Florida. It's our conference. And there's like 20,000, 30,000 people that go to that. I would challenge you guys to get to those events because they are so inspiring. You meet every person that you follow. You get to actually meet them. You get to actually see, oh, they are real people. Okay, for the longest time, I was like, well, those ambassadors are not real. I mean, that's cool. They say they make all that money, but meeting them in person, you guys, it was like all of a sudden the light turns on and you realize you can do this. But this weekend we are coming out with a new product, so stay tuned for that. We have a whole new thing that's going to be happening for men. So a whole new. I'm so excited about that, you guys.
Have your husbands message me when it happens.
Yeah, if you guys got husbands, if you guys know men,
they're going to be excited.
They are going to want to jump on board with everything that's coming out. Also, pretty sure we're buying, I mean, there's a ton of new things, like more things are happening this weekend for our company than has ever happened before. So we are so excited to be sharing that. You guys just stay tuned on the pages. You guys will be informed on all of that. But I'm super excited. This is a great time in our business. We are just getting started. If you think, did I miss the boat? Like, is it too late to be successful? Heck no. Okay. For me, I feel like years ago, it's almost like they've figured, I don't know. I feel like right now it's much easier to run with it than it was years ago. If you know what I mean. But, I don't know what else I was just going to say right there.
The opportunity that every single one of you have right now, you guys, is amazing. I promise. Like, I feel like I do a disservice to people when I don't bring up this business to them. So don't be afraid to talk about this with people, you guys. This is huge. And we are out really changing people's lives. Like, this is not just something where it's a get rich quick scheme and the top people are going to run away and disappear. Like, this is huge. And every single one of you have the same exact opportunity we have. We all sell the same products. We all have the same compensation plan. We all are in this together with everything, tools, same tools. So every single one of you have the opportunity to be exactly where we're at in this business and higher.
Yes. And you know what? I remember a few years ago, my goal was, I'm like, I want to enroll someone that passes me. And guess what? That year, I enrolled someone who went ambassador, ended up retiring, was able to retire her husband, went ambassador her first year, was a top 15 income earner by her first year, you guys, which was higher than us. And I was like, we did it. We did it. Someone beat us. And really, that is so much more fulfilling to watch other people be blessed because of what you shared with them.
I always say the moment someone passes us in this business is always our most fulfilling moment.
It really is.
When that girl was higher up in the top 100 than we were ecstatic. So when Selene passes us, we're going to be hyped for her.
Woo!
Because
I know it.
I know so
it.
do I.
I really do.
I'm always
It's
on point.
It's a challenge. And that means every single one of you guys are going to be promoting presidential ambassador. I mean, really, don't settle for whatever. Don't settle for, you know what? Well, I know they could do that, but I bet I can only do this. No. Every single person has the ability to go ambassador. Okay, this is coming from someone who, like I said, I didn't believe in myself that I could do it. And so because I did, I know anybody can. If you guys knew me before, I was a very shy, awkward person. Yeah, I was. Kind of still am a little bit. But I just pretend like I'm not. Whatever. Anybody, what are you doing? I feel like you're...
I'm just smiling.
I'm smiling.
I enjoy this kind of stuff. It's like my favorite thing in the world.
I know. I love it. But it was really fun chatting with you guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to give you guys my phone number. Okay, so if you have a pen, I'm just going to say this. I am recording this, so
I'm going to type
just so
it
you.
right
Oh,
here.
just kidding. It's right here. 6, honey. 6332. Okay.
There
That's
we go.
correct.
It's in the
There's my
comment
text.
section.
You guys, if you have any questions, you got my personal.
If you want to know where she got her shirt from. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, holla at me. I'll let you know.
You guys know sign language for JK? JK? Yeah, no.
JK.
I
I
learned
don't know, but it might be
school.
backwards to us. I don't know. Okay, guys. It was so good talking with you guys. And again,
I
please
see
don't
those
hesitate.
smiles. Yeah, I got a smile.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Yes. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Ashley, Jessica.
I see these smiles.
Hi.
Okay. We are
guys.
out. Selene, we love you.